Hey guys, welcome back. A couple of days ago, one of you was asking me in the comments under one of the videos that he wanted a summer oud fragrance, a fragrance which has primarily oud but should also be easier or wearable in summers. And coincidentally, after all these days of me searching for one, I finally managed to snag one. And this is basically from the house of Rasasi. That's just an empty box right there. That's the bottle right there. The bottle just sits in there. Now, this one is called Oud al BORUZZ. This is the Asrar Indonesia version. Now, from my understanding, there are 4 in this series. So each of them exhibit or showcase an oud from different parts of the world. So there's one from Malaysia, Cambodia. There's one, the Indian Assamese oud, which is generally meant to be a little funkier. It is a little more stronger, potent, maybe a little animalic and all that. And this is the Indonesian one, but there's a little weird thing going on with this particular oud, which I will get to in a second, because they call it Asrar Indonesia, but they don't say it's specifically from Indonesia, the oud. So I'm not sure, but anyway, doesn't matter. All that is important is the juice, and this is a 50 ml bottle. This one ran me about $80, and I remember these used to go up way higher, and they were very, very difficult to come by. You couldn't find one. Nowadays, they have gotten easier, at least in my region, relatively easier. And this for me is the easiest of the line to wear. It is actually wearable, and it is real oud. It isn't Tom Ford's oud wood, guys. If you think Tom Ford's oud wood, the oud in that is the real oud. No. If you try out real oud, you'll kind of understand the difference. Now, I understand the Tom Ford's model and things like that, because they have to make things which are a little more. There's a kid screaming in the background. The kid's super annoying, really. But anyway, let's get back into things. So Tom Ford's oud wood is a more commercial oud fragrance if you're going to compare with this. And I'm talking even about the parfum version of oud wood, not even the EDP version. So the parfum version itself, even the new one, it's made to be more stronger. It's still a lot more, you could say, easier to wear, in a way compared to this. But let me get into the scent profile of this one. The reason what makes this one a more wearable oud, especially even for summertime, is that it opens with this ginger and the citrus notes. Again, there's that bergamot note. It's not like an effervescent citrus or something like that. It does have that bergamot. It does have that freshness from the ginger. Again, it's not a super bright. Again, I'm not saying it's bright, sporty sort of a ginger note. No, it's a pretty, you could say, resinous sort of a ginger note in this one, if you could say. The oud is prominent. Now, when you spray this on skin, guys, you need to understand this part. When you spray this one on skin and you smell like that, you're going to get a funk. Okay, you will get the funk. The funk is there. And all real genuine ouds, they do have the funk. Now, the difference for me is, if you were to smell, straight up, stick your nose into your skin and smell it, and then you take a call based on that, it might be a little, inappropriate or wrong, I would say, because the way this one actually dispenses into the air, it doesn't carry the funk with it. The funk is on your skin. So if you were to smell that, you'll get a funk. But in the air around you, this is very intense, woody oud. The oud is there, but without the funk. In the air around you, it doesn't dispense that way. So just keep that in mind when you try this one out. Do not spray it on the hand and just be like, oh my god, this one is a bit funky. No. In the air around you, spray it and let the the fragrance come to you. So always do follow, just follow that, because that's what people around you will be smelling. So you do have the oud right from the get-go. You have the oud, you have the ginger, you have a little bit of that freshness from the bergamot on top. And then into the dry down, that's when it starts getting a little more woodier. But as it starts getting woodier with the vetiver and the other woody notes, the funk on your skin as well, it tends to subside. It's not as funky as it is in the opening. So it does subside, making it a lot more easier. So you could say it's a very resinous, woody kind of a fragrance. That's what it comes off for me. And there is an orris note in this. So the orris, and I think, at least for me, I feel the orris, the ginger, and the musk in this tend to make this fragrance a lot more wearable. That's what controls the oud. I think that's what pushes the funkiness of the oud down, and it makes it a lot more enjoyable, a lot more wearable. I think for me, this is a year-round thing. And Rasasi, obviously being in the Middle East, I'm sure when they made this one, they have obviously thought about things like summer and the intense summer and the variability angle of this. So for me, this is one of the more easier, lighter, you could say, area oudi fragrance, and it has real oud. Now this is for those of you who were after like real oud but for the summertime. This is very well done. This is a very good blend. Again guys, remember this is only a 50 ml, and for Rasasi, generally, you know, Rasasi, they tend to price their products really competitively. This one will be on the higher side because I think genuine oud is a little expensive. It is one of the most expensive ingredients. So this one does have two types of oud. They do say there is an oud, and then they specifically say there is also the Indian Assamese oud. So I think that Assam, the Indian oud, is what is basically giving the little bit of the funk, but the funk also brings in depth. Now the depth is not on the skin. Of course, on the skin there's a lot of depth because it brings in the funk, but in the air it brings in the depth, because if you don't have that, I think in the air it won't come off as a real oud. It will just come off probably as some kind of a Gayak wood or a cedar wood, sort of a combo or something like that. Now this is a really good fragrance, guys. It does last pretty good, especially if you're going to spray this on clothes. Easy on clothes. You have a 2 hour of good projection, and that's with about 4 to 5 sprays. It's 2 hours of pretty solid projection, and after that it doesn't become like a skin scent. It doesn't stay too close to you. It does create a very strong, you could say, like a scent bubble around you. It's a pretty dominant scent bubble around you. So the entire fragrance on clothes is easy all day for me. There's no problem with this, especially on clothes. On skin, it's going to be a lot lower than that. So you see what works out best for you. For me, I generally tend to go on clothes wherever I can. But again, there is a pigmentation to this color, to this juice. So I would say, just watch out for this white shirts. It's a good fragrance. If you're after oud and if you want some oud for summers, this is a really good combo. If you can find a bottle, these are pretty hard to come by, so just do keep that in mind. So as always, this is definitely a masculine fragrance because this is very oud based. Women out there, you want to try it, go for it. But for me, this is definitely a masculine dominant fragrance. It's pretty good, guys. It's pretty good. Appreciate you guys watching as always. I'll catch you soon in the next one. Bye.